So we are live. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Let's give a few seconds for people to jump on. There's always a little bit of delay.
Okay.
So give me a second here. Let's see who is out there. Nice. All right. Who is out there? Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Leo Live with Leo at 5. Almost forgot my name there, but that's all right. That's the kind of day it's been. But I'm super grateful and happy to be on here with you. I have returning to our show is Branda Lin. As you may remember, Branda is the community manager here in Irvine.
Community Services Commissioner.
Maybe you should take over the show.
That correction in there.
Community Services Manager.
Commissioner.
Commissioner. There's a lot of syllables in there. Okay, so for those of you that didn't see the last interview with Brenda, I would love for her to just give a quick introduction since I botched the title there. To tell everybody a little bit about her and what she does, and then we can get into some of our juicy topics today.
Great. Well, today we're here. You wanted me to introduce myself? Sorry, there's like a little bit of a delay. So I see.
Oh, is it? Well, maybe it'll catch up. Let's keep going here and see.
Okay. Well, yeah, I wanted to share, or thank you for having me again, and thank you for letting me share about the Smiles Project Irvine. We're on our 4th project now, and it's been so fun. This one is now, it's called Periods Don't Stop for Pandemics. It's the Period Project. And how we came about this idea was, I've been fortunate enough to go out to the local farms here with Councilmember Farrah Khan and Yesenia Rojas, who's been a champion for the farm workers here for years. And, you know, there were so many needs, and I just wanted to pull the community together. And I got some of the local churches involved even to provide some of their needs. But one need that nobody really picked up on, and I think maybe, you know, maybe some of the men or, you know, didn't feel comfortable, were the feminine hygiene products, but they still need them. They're pricey, you know, periods don't stop for pandemics, women need them. So, you know, and there's also a need for them always for our homeless communities and our homeless neighbors. So we wanted to put those together and really ask the community for support and for donations. And we reached out to one organization that's headquartered here in Irvine, Naturalina Brands. We just looked them up and we decided to call, and they said, yeah, sure, come on by, you know, we'll give you some donations. Had no idea how many they'd give us, and we ended up with so many boxes and boxes, a trunk full of them. So it's been really exciting. We just launched 2 days ago, this project. So we still need a lot of donations. There are a lot of farm workers and homeless neighbors that need these products. So yeah, we're just looking for support, and yeah.
Well, that's great. So first of all, I want to just I appreciate like everything that you guys are doing, because you're really thinking out of the box and you're getting out into the community and finding out where the needs are that's just been overlooked, right? And becoming things like this, like we don't think about, and just like you said, hey, a lot of, you know, our bodily functions and things like that don't stop just because there's a pandemic. You know, we don't shut down like restaurants and, you know, stores and things like that. We still have to function. And for most of us, we think about food, you know, like, hey, we all still got to eat. We think about shelter. We all still got to, you know, be sheltered somewhere where we can, you know, sleep and safely be inside a building of some sort. But, you know, for women, half of the population basically, right, have this need, you know, for feminine products that, you know, I'll just tell you, I'll just be honest, as a guy, I don't think about it, you know, and it really is a need. And so I think it's amazing that you guys, you know, can think outside the box a little bit and kind of find out like where a specific need is there. And so congratulations on coming up with that idea. I think it's, fantastic. I might have needs as a man that's different, and I would just be appreciative that you would be able to think of it, because, you guys would be able to come up with ideas that like, hey, we're going to service everybody, but this is a need that's overlooked just because it's specifically women.
Right. I think I think you can assume, it's safe to assume that if a woman cannot afford to buy food, they cannot afford to buy feminine hygiene products. And they're costly, just like diapers. I mean, one of the items that are most needed and sought after at our nonprofits are diapers, wipes, but also feminine hygiene products, right? Um, they're not affordable, I would say, but it's one of those things that are necessary for women. Um, and along the way, I've met people from all these organizations that have been championing for our farm workers. They're a population, they're a community that really has been overlooked a lot of the times. And even when I've gone out, they've told us, you're the first ones, you guys are the first ones to come out and support us in this way. And I think because of the pandemic, it's actually opened up an opportunity. Now people are realizing they're essential. They provide food for us. Without them, we wouldn't have food on our tables, and their working conditions are not ideal. They're working under the hot sun. Thankfully, my church, New Life Irvine, I reached out and I was like, look, can we do something for them? And the one thing that they requested were sombreros, or these hats. And I'm thankful that, my church has this outreach fund for our community, and they were able to tap into that to buy 400 hats. And, it's just everyone doing their part, right? Seeing a need and responding to it and not ignoring it. And I think, we can all make a difference that way. It's nothing exceptional that I did. I just happened to be able to, Council Member Farah Khan invited me to go. And when I saw what I saw, I will never look at strawberries the same again. And I wrote that in a post, which is true. I mean, the amount of work and what our farmers are, they're really heroes out there, making sure our nation, our communities are fed. And I've been meeting champions along the way. And there are groups in Orange County, if people are interested. There's like the Orange County Interfaith Committee to Aid Farm Workers. And there's also, on a larger national level, there's the United Farm Workers Foundation, and then there's the National Farm Workers Ministry. And these people have been really fighting to provide, even shade during their breaks, clean water for when they're working so that they can stay hydrated, because, as you can imagine, these farm workers, they're prone to heat strokes. They're out there in the sun and they have to cover up because they don't want the UV rays are damaging to their skin. So even though it's a hot day, they're wearing sweatshirts and, trying to cover everything. So they go through a lot. And I think it's about time that we finally recognize them and thank them and appreciate them, maybe the same way that we do our doctors and our hospitals and our nurses and our first responders. They're keeping us fed, so.
The last time I talked to you, we talked a little bit about the other project, one of the other projects, which was the cards to send to the seniors. And I kind of see this along the same lines of what you're doing here, which I really appreciate. Again, I don't want to keep harping on this, but there's just a uniqueness of stuff. And the more that we talk about it, the more I think people can understand. And especially for me, I can just tell you right now, talking with you, like I have a whole different understanding just because, we talked about it, regarding what they have to go through with the farm workers. I personally buy farmers market, groceries every week up until they had to shut down to a degree. And even then we were still getting them through. I think at the Great Park, we were doing drive-through
Yes.
pickup and stuff like that, which was really great. I'm glad that they were able to do that and to continue to support those people that are growing food. Many parts of the world, they are growing food locally and they're consuming locally. We're one of the few countries that actually are mass producing everything and over processing everything, which is why we have not as good of a health as some of the other countries, like in France, who are very agricultural and very local. And they don't even say the word organic because everything is already organic. They don't need to even tell you. You just know that when you buy something, it's 100% organic already.
Mhm.
But we just don't have that. And I think our health is everything. And so I'm glad that we can put some light to this project because we want to support people who are providing food for us. It's, we can do a way better job, like giving them some
Absolutely.
opportunity.
Absolutely. And, they don't even get paid time off. right? You think about it, if they get sick, we still need them to, they need to be able to protect the other farm workers and but still get paid and be able to sustain themselves as well. But, things like that, they really deserve equal rights and they are not given them. And I think they have been overlooked. And I think hopefully starting now that, there's been an opportunity and people are recognizing them more because of the pandemic, they can't shelter in place, right? That hopefully there will be more people supporting them, thanking them, and really shining a light on their needs and advocating for them. And again, yeah, there are organizations out there that have been doing this. So if people, care to look them up, please do. Again, I'll say it one more time: United Farm Workers Foundation, Orange County Interfaith Committee to Aid Farm Workers, and National Farm Worker Ministry. That's that mouthful, but there are great people out there that have been championing them for a while. Long time.
Yeah, that's great. And I would love to have more people, at least look them up, see what they can do, see what's needed. I have a very, a pretty good network of people that I'm close to who are working in the health and fitness industry, in yoga and wellness and all that kind of stuff. And they all, would love to, eat local and eat, fresh and all that kind of stuff. When we say, support local, we don't immediately think of that. We immediately think about like the mom and pop stores. We immediately think about, some other kind of thing that they're providing rather than the food is so, so essential. And I would love to have it to be highlighted more, if possible, as much as the healthcare workers are and as much as our military are and things like that. We just don't think of them right off the bat. And I hope that, at least this little talk that we have could shed some light on it and have people be able to think about it. So now, question for you, more specific to this project. I know that you're getting some donation from certain companies that have those products. What can the average people do?
I know it seems like we got a lot of donations already from Naturalina brands, but we actually need more. There are a lot of farm workers just in even Irvine, if we're going to go out to the farms here. So, a request just for more feminine hygiene products, tampons, pads, liners. We could use more. And if you're sheltering in place and you don't feel comfortable going out buying the products, we have a donation link. If you go to the Smiles Project Irvine on Facebook or Instagram, you'll find the post with the flyer, and then there should be a link for our donation page. And all the 100% of the proceeds will be going towards purchasing these items. I just encourage everyone, this is one way to reach out, especially if you're a woman. I think it'll hit us harder, right? Because it's something that we deal with and we understand. Even if it's just one box of tampons, or one box of pads, it will make a difference. It's going to go directly to them. And I think it'd mean a lot. And the more community members we can get, not only does it bring awareness, but it's like you put an investment in it. Even if it's just a little bit, like a $5 box, I feel like it means more when you've given personally from your check to somebody. It hits you differently, and I think it's more meaningful. And I'd love for more community members to get involved and really just provide something. Something is better than nothing, right? Whatever you can afford, if you can afford it, it'd be really appreciated. And I think the women that are working out in the fields and that are homeless would really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're right on about that. The ideas about that. And I'll tell you this, even though I'm not a woman, but I have my mom, I have my sisters. We all wouldn't be here without our parents, our mom, who are female, and our sisters. Think about them. Think about what they need on a regular basis, and this is one of those things. And that way they can at least relate to some degree about their needs. Talk to them like, hey, I didn't know that you guys needed all this, and you have to do all this stuff, just to upkeep. So that's really important to just be able to relate and be able to help out if you can. So just to be clear, they can donate from the page. Hey, everybody out there watching, I'm going to be putting all the links up, so don't worry. If you need to come back, check it out. I'll have all the links for you to click through and find where you need to go if you can't find it. So you can always refer back. And then So just be clear, they can donate through a link and they can donate money.
They can donate money through the link, or on June 5th, which is a Friday from 3 to 4 o'clock, we'll have volunteers at Heritage Park Library and University Park Library. So just put your donations in your trunk, drive them over, and then we'll have the volunteers take them out of your trunk. That's what we've been doing with the cards. So it's the same routine. And or if you can't make that time, just PM me, or you can message me, and you can drop it off at my house anytime.
Okay. Okay, great. So they can donate their products. They have them at home. They have extras, things like that. They can always make a point. And we'll put that date and time on there too as well, and the location where they can do that, so that everybody have all the information they need right on this post, so that we can all make it easier for them to be able to help out and donate. So, okay, great. Thank you again. Another super great project. I can just see from your smiles, like you're super passionate and just loving, having to be able to provide for everybody. We all thank you as a community, for putting these things together and making it available for people to be able to help, so that we all know that, what's needed here in our community. And projects here is going to come and go, and then we'll rotate back around and things like that. So wherever the needs are is, I have full trust in you that you're going to think of, something that, we might overlook that's, super important.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Leo. Thanks for this opportunity.
So real quick, as for everybody, we love Irvine. Branda loves Irvine. I know she talked about it before, but I would, for those of you who have not tuned in before, tell us what you love about Irvine.
Oh my gosh, last time I said there is everything. Well, I'm biased. I'm gonna just let you know, because I'm an Irvine native, and so our schools are so strong. We talked about this before. You can't go wrong when people are looking for homes. It's all the schools are great, right? It's safe. Our neighborhoods are safe. We have so many wonderful parks. Being on the Community Services Commission, we get to review, look at the parks and when they're renovating them and revitalizing them. And there's so much, I think I took it for granted growing up here. You think, oh, this is all, it just happens because there's a good plan and it's so easy. No, there's so much time and thought and effort that goes into every plan at City Hall. And our city staff they work so hard to make sure that Irvine is what it is. And so, yeah, the weather, right? The food options, the diversity, I can go on and on. There's really, it's the best place to live, and which is why I was begging my husband to come back when we were living on the East Coast. And I haven't taken it for granted ever since, because when I was out there, I was praying, God, if you can just provide a way for us to get back to Irvine. I will never take it for granted ever again, because growing up here, I definitely did. You don't know how good you have it until you leave. And we're so thankful to be here. It's home for me. So I just, all my childhood memories are here. I just love reminiscing, going somewhere and meeting somebody or being at a park and remembering all my, childhood memories. It's just fun for me. I think I get that from my dad, because he does that a lot. He reminisces a lot and he gets nostalgic about things. And so I'm becoming more like that, I think, now that I'm a parent. But yeah, I love Irvine a lot, and which is why I really got involved, in different ways, not only in community service, but just even politically, because the decisions that impact all of us happen at City Hall, right? Happen in our local government. So it's really important to get involved in that, on that level as well. So just awareness and caring and getting involved, right?
Yeah, I love asking you that question, because like everything just comes out, and everybody wants to hear, all the best things about Irvine. But being in real estate, I get to see a different, not a different perspective, but a perspective where there's no other community like Irvine. Irvine has grown up being a planned community. For those of you who don't understand or don't know what that exactly means, it means everything is proactively planned. Communities are planned proactively as to what areas should be residential housing, what areas should be commercial, how many parks per how many square footage or how many people in that area. Those are just the basic details you can imagine. if you take that approach to everything in regards to schools, in regards to how many kids, in regards to families, are planned appropriately so that you're not, living in a house next to a factory or something, and so the planned community concept is really, really, really strong. And all the cities, around Irvine, Tustin and Mission Viejo and Lake Forest and throughout the countries are taking this model because it works so well. And so for those of you who don't know what that means, I'll at least give you some highlights of what that means. And so look for those things when you're driving around Irvine and kind of take note like, hey, look how convenient it is. And look, this is like the third park we've seen since we drove in the last 5 minutes or so. And you'll just see amenities that you don't always see in some of the older cities and neighborhoods because they didn't have a planned kind of a proactive approach to how cities are being developed. So, so if you don't know, hopefully that helps you. And we're super glad that you've moved back and you're such a great asset to Irvine and giving your time and all these things that you're doing with the projects and being so thoughtful. We appreciate you. We thank you for being here in Irvine, but also being on the show.
Thank you.
Now, lastly, you have a quote you'd like to share with everyone?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I guess in light of this fourth Smiles project, quote that I came across that it represents, I guess, this project is, we can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. So sometimes, you see needs and it seems so overwhelming. Well, how do we fix the problem? And we can't help them all, but we can be faithful to those who, are in our inner circle, in our neighborhood, in our community, and you can help one person, that's better than none, right? And so it's just responding to that need when you see it, doing something about it, even if it's something little, right? It makes a difference in that person's life. So I'd encourage everyone, as with the pandemic going on and sheltering in place, and you hear all these stories, if there's a neighbor or somebody or a community, and you have an idea, maybe respond to that idea and see what happens. And, even with this project, each of these projects have been such a joy because we go into it not expecting much. And then you realize it really is better and more joyful to give than to receive. And you see the community and all these people stepping up, wanting to love on other neighbors. And, for those who are privileged with being able to help, it's a blessing, right? To be able to help someone else, and because not everyone's in the financial situation that can. So if you can, every little bit helps, right? You just treat others the way you'd want to be treated.
Yeah, and it really gives back. You get more out of it from giving, than anything. And on top of that, it's a need that somebody else has, and so it's a win-win situation. But then you are also helping yourself because you're feeling so much better. You feel like you're part of the community. You feel connected. You feel like you're making a difference and all that kind of stuff. And it all starts with local, just like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate everything. I will definitely get all those links up for everybody. Those of you who are watching, thank you for being on. I see you guys coming in and out, and I will definitely get all the information you guys need to be able to help and check out the projects. I'll direct you guys to Branda. Also, if you can't find anything, have some specific question, or you have some ideas, feel free to reach out to her. So thank you so much for watching. That's all we have for today. And I have another great guest for you tomorrow. So tune back in at 5 o'clock. Until then, I love you all. Take good care, and I'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.